Hey, Hare Krishna. So we will continue studying Tarka Bhasha. So yattu kashchidah कार्यानुकृतान्वय गतिरेकी कारणमिति तद्दयुक्तम् नित्य विभूतीनां कालतो देशतश्च व्यतिरेका संभवेना करणत्व प्रसगात्. Translation is like this: someone has defined cause as that which has affirmative and negative concomitance with the effect. Okay, so one second. That which has affirmative and negative concomitance with the effect. So this is not proper because in that case, the eternal and all the pervading vibhu substances, time, space, and ether will turn out to be not causes in general, as a negation both in respect and time and space is not possible. तो क्या बोल रहे हैं कि संबन किसी ने डिफाइन किया है कि कॉज क्या होता है. ओके, यत्तु कश्चिदाह कार्यानुकृतान्वय व्यतिरेकी कारणम इति. तो कारण मतलब जो भी अफर्मेटिव और नेगेटिव, जो भी अच्छा और बुरा गलत कॉन्कॉमिटेंस जो आफ्टर इफेक्ट मतलब उसके साथ में अलोंग विद दैट उसके जो भी इफेक्ट्स होंगे, ठीक है, उसके जो भी दूसरी चीजें भी जो चीजें होगी साथ में इफेक्ट के साथ, तो वो भी उसको बोलते हैं कॉस. और दिस इज नॉट प्रॉपर बिकॉज इन दैट केस द इटर्नल, तो इस ये गलत, ये सही नहीं है क्योंकि जो इटर्नल ऑन और एंड ऑल परवेडिंग सब्सटेंसेस, जो ऑल परवेडिंग सब्सटेंस है टाइम स्पेस एंड ईथर will turn out to be not causes in general, as the negation will turn out to be not causes. वो causes नहीं करेंगे क्यों in general, क्योंकि as a negation both in respect of time as a negation both in respect of time and space is also not possible. ठीक है. So notes anvaya and vyatireka have been explained earlier. Time, space, and ether, which are eternal and all pervading, are considered to be causes in general for all effects. Since they are eternal, their negation in any form is not possible, and therefore they cannot have negative concomitance, vyatireka vyapti, with the effect. And so the definition will not cover such cases. Therefore, this definition is open to the defect of partial applicability of vyapti. Defect of the partial applicability. The objection is only to the definition of cause in this form and not to the fact that there should be invariable concomitance between cause and effect. This definition of cause is accepted by Mamsakas and some physicists. तच्च कारणं त्रिविधम् समवाय समवायी निमित्त भेदात् तत्र यत् समवे तत्र यत् समवेतं कार्यम् उत्पद्यते तत् समवाय कारणम्. यथा तन्तवः पटस्य समवाय कारणं तन्तु शेषवसः पटः समवेतो जायते न तूर्यादिषु. तो ट्रांसलेशन ऐसा है कि कॉज इज ऑफ थ्री काइंड्स: इनहेरेंट कॉज, समवाय कारणम, एंड नॉन इनहेरेंट कॉज, असमवाय कारणम, एंड कॉज इन जनरल, निमित्त कारण. Of this inherent cause, samavaya karanam, is that in which the effect inheres when produced. So cloth inheres in the threads and not in the shuttle. तो ये जो कानून जो होते हैं वो तीन प्रकार के होते हैं: समवायी, समवायी कारणम और असमवायी कारणम, और दूसरा तीसरा कौन सा, निमित्त कारण. तो इसमें क्या है, समवाय कारण मतलब जो कॉस्ट जो है वो भी इफेक्ट में इंक्लूडेड है इनहर्स, वो इनहेरिट कर लेता है. तो जैसे क्लोथ है तो फिर वो क्लोथ में थ्रेड्स इंक्लूडेड है, थ्रेड की वजह से थ्रेड जो है वो कॉज है और क्लोथ जो इफेक्ट है कि जब आप थ्रेड को मिल। और जो क्लोथ है वो किस चीज का बना है, मतलब जो कॉज है वो इनहेरिट कर ले, जो इफेक्ट है वो कॉज को इनहेरिट कर रहा है। ठीक है, तो इसके वजह से शटल में तो इनहेरिट नहीं हो रहा है। शटल वो जो डिवाइस होता है जिसमें बनता है, therefore the former is the inherent cause of the cloth। ठीक है, तो and not the shuttle। The inherent cause is usually the material out of which the effect is produced and corresponds to the upadana karana of the Vedantins. It is also considered as consequent cause and the other two as non-consequent cause and efficient cause। तो ये जो तीसरा जो है नॉन कंसिक्वेंट कॉज और तीसरा कौन सा है एफिशिएंट कॉज, निमित्त कारण। Here a new relation in inherent samavai has been introduced। So the author begins to explain the same before proceeding to explain the other causes। तो एक और एक न्यू रिलेशन इनहेरिटेंस समवाय करके एक आया है, समवायी कारणम और समवायी और असमवायी, इधर क्या लग रहा है, इधर वो लग रहा है। हम्म। ननु तंतु संबद्धस्य इव तोर्यादि संबद्धोपि पटस्य विद्यते। तत्कथं तंतुष्वेव समवेतः पटो जायते न तोर्यादिषु। सत्यं विविध संबंधः संयोग समवायश्च तत्र तत्रायुत सिद्धयोः संबंधः समवाय अन्ययोः संयोग एव। Here cloth has relation with the subtle etc as it has with threads, then how can you say that cloth is produced as inherent in threads only and not in shuttle etc। तो पूछ रहे हैं कि here cloth has relation with the shuttle as it has etc as it has with the threads, then how can you say cloth is produced as inherent in threads only and not in shuttle। So answer, it is true to some extent. Relation is of two kinds. Mere conjunctions you can inherit samavaya. The relation between two inseparable is inherence, and that between any two others which are not so intimately connected is conjunction or contact। तो इसमें क्या हो रहा है कि इवन दो जो क्लोथ है उसका रिलेशन वो शटल के साथ भी है और इवन जो थ्रेड्स है उसके साथ भी है, लेकिन जो थ्रेड्स है वो जो इफेक्ट है तो वो इफेक्ट ही एक्चुअली वो इनहेरेंट कर रहा है, मतलब जो कॉज को इनहेरेंट कर रहा है, तो इसको ही उपादान कारण बोलते हैं। अभी ये जो जिस प्रकार से जो जो इफेक्ट जो आ रहा है और जो जिसके साथ ये संयोग हुआ है, तो हम लोग क्या बोलते हैं कि इन थ्रेड्स और इन शटल में क्यों नहीं। तो रिलेशन जो है तो दो प्रकार के होते हैं, एक होता है संयोग और एक होता है समवाय। एक होता है संयोग और एक दूसरा होता है समवाय। तो रिलेशन बिटवीन टू इंसेपरेबल्स इज इनहेरेंस एंड दैट बिटवीन एनी टू अदर्स व्हिच आर नॉट सो इंटिमेटली कनेक्टेड इज कंजंक्शन और कॉन्टैक्ट। Here the word inseparable ayuta siddha is used in a technical sense which requires explanation। कौ पुनरयुक्त सिद्धौ ययोर्मध्ये एकं विनिश्य तदपरि आश्रित अपराश्रितम् एवावितिष्ठते तावयुत सिद्धौ तदुक्तम्। तावयवयुत सिद्धौ द्वौ विज्ञातव्यौ ययोर्द्वयोः अनश्यदेकमपराश्रितमेवावतिष्ठते। यथा अवयावयविनौ गुणिनौ क्रियाक्रियावन्तौ जाति व्यक्ति विशेष नित्य द्रव्ये चेति अव्ययादयोः हि यथाक्रमम् अवयवाद्याश्रिताः। यथाक्रमम् अवयवाद्याश्रिताः एवावतिष्ठन्ते विनश्यन्तः। विनश्यद अवस्था नाश्रिताः एवावतिष्ठन्ते अवयावयद। यथा तन्तुनाशे सति पटः यथा वावश्रनाशे सति गुणः विनश्यत्ता तु नाशकारणं सामग्री सानिध्यम्। तो अभी पूछे व्हाट आर इनसेपरेबल्स, अयुत सिद्धो यूज किया है। अभी when two things are so intimately connected such that one substance on the another so long as the latter is not destroyed they are called inseparables। तो सिंपली क्या है कि इंसेपरेबल मतलब जैसे दो चीजें बहुत जुड़े हुए एक दूसरे से, और एक जो चीजें है जो दूसरे के ऊपर आश्रित है, तो वो that one substance on that is so long that the later is not destroyed। कि मतलब वो एक जो है वो इतना ही तक आश्रित है, सो लॉन्ग ओनली, कि जब लेटर डिस्ट्रॉय हो जाएगा, तो जब तक हो जाएगा उसके पहले तक ही, उसके जब तक वो दूसरा जो चीज वो डिस्ट्रॉय नहीं होता है तब तक वो फर्स्ट वाला जो सबसिस्ट करता है उसको बोलते हैं इनसेपरेबल। This has been said by the others. Those two things are to be known as inseparables if one of them substrates on the other so long as later is not destroyed. Such inseparables are the inseparable as the parts and the whole, the quality and substance, motion and that which moves, generality and the individual things having it. And five is speciality and the eternal substances. The whole, etc., subsist in the past, etc., only till they are not destroyed. When the parts begin to perish, the whole does not subsist on the other. When the threads perish, the cloth is destroyed. When the parts begin to perish, the whole, etc., does not subsist on the other. Okay. Similarly, when the substratum, the substance is destroyed, its quality is also lost. The state of being destroyed, vinashyata, means existence of all causes for destruction. Notes. So the relation inherent samavaya is accepted only in the case of five inseparables mentioned above. तो समवाय इतना ही पॉसिबल है, और the whole avayavi rest in its parts and is regarded as lost only when the parts disintegrate in the case of both of the cloth and its parts, the threads. In the case of the next two, quality and motion, they get lost when the substratum perishes, when the substance perishes. So, but when the quality or motion is destroyed, when a white cloth is colored blue or red, or when the motion of a ball is reversed, the substance does not perish, but only inheres in the changed quality or motion. तो दूसरा में क्या हो रहा है कि when the quality of motion is destroyed, तो like example where white cloth यदि blue या red में हो जाता है, और या तो when the motion of a ball is reversed, the substance does not perish, but only inheres in the changed quality or motion। तो जब पेरिश नहीं होता, लेकिन वो बस ये क्वालिटी जो है वो चेंज हो जाता है बस। ठीक है। जनरलिटी, जाति और सामान्य is a generic feature which inheres in all the individuals vyakti of a class. Gotva, cowness, is a generality inhering in all the cows and it does not disappear till the cow perishes. In the fifth case of inseparable speciality vishesh is accepted only in the eternal substances and therefore the question of the destruction does not arise. The use of the word yathakramam in the text above is not happy, as it cannot be interpreted in its ordinary sense, the same order, but has to be constructed as applicable in each cases. Here, inherent samavaya, generality, samanya, and speciality vishesh are categories adopted by Nyaya school from the Vaisheshikas. ठीक है। तो अभी क्या हो रहा है कि ये जो समवाय है दोनों इंसेपरेबल होते हैं, और जो दूसरा जो सामान्य है, तो जनरलिटी एक सामान्य है, जेनेरिक फीचर विच इनहेरिट्स इन ऑल द इंडिविजुअल्स, द व्यक्ति ऑफ अ क्लास। ठीक है। और गोत्व, गोत्व is the generality inhering all the cows and does not disappear till the cow perishes. In the fifth case of inseparable speciality, Vishesh is only accepted only in eternal substances, and therefore the question of the destruction does not arise. So, Kanada, the founder of the Vaisheshik system, has classified all substances into 6 categories. तो ये जो सब्सटेंस जो है, ये वाला, ये जो इटर्नल सब्सटेंस है, उसको फिक्स 6 कैटेगरीज में किया: द्रव्य, गुण, कर्म, सामान्य, विशेष, समवाय और अभाव। The first 6 are therefore spoken of as bhava padartha. First 6 are therefore spoken as bhava padartha. The Naiyayikas have included all this under the broad meaning heading prameyas. While Keshav Mishra's own treatment under prameya in part 2 Uttar Bhaga, that the relation between the table and its color is not the same as between the table and the book on it can be easily understood. The former is called inherence. Um, and the later is called conjunction. It would be easy to remember that in the four classification categories, 2 to 5, Guna, Karma, Samanya, and Vishesha, inherent in the first category, Dravya. Also, when one substance is produced out of another, a cloth from cotton, a jar from clay, a table from wood, the relation between the component parts, cotton, clay, etc., are called avayava to the finished products. It's not the same as the mere contact between the hand and the stick or the table and the book. And so here also the relation is inheritance. These five cases where inheritance is accepted are summarized in the above verse. Generality or samanya is also called Generality or samanya is also called jati and is an important category for the logicians. So when we see different men or different beasts, so our experience how diverse it may be in other respects, shows a certain degree of uniformity which takes the form that this is a man or this is a beast, I am manushya, I am mriga. This uniformity in our experience can be explained only by assuming a generic feature common to all men or to all beasts. And this generic feature is Manushyatva and Mrikatva, which is common to all men and all beasts respectively. However, different they may be in other respect. Thus, Manushyatva and Mrigatva are uniform, generic characteristics of men and beasts. This generality is based on the status of the category Padartha, as it would be easier to explain many factors. According to the principle of economy in the thought in words, Laghava Nyaya. Briefly, this is how the Nyaya and Vaisheshika systems recognize generality as a distinct category. And this is classified as high, par and upper. Satta is the highest generality as it inherits in all the first three categories. Similarly, while the Angatva, Gunatva, Karmatva are lower generalities. So Satta is the highest generality as it inherits all the first three categories: Dravyatva, Gunatva, Karmatva. And uh, while Dravyatva, Gunatva, Karmatva are lower when compared to Satta. Similarly, Prithvitva, Jalatva are lower generalities when compared to Dravyatva and Satta, but greater para when compared to Katatva, Patatva, Nuditva, Kupatva. As these later inherit only in a smaller number of things when compared to the former. This Samanya serves a double purpose. Firstly, to unify through universals on the basis of observed uniformities, as in the case of both, which gives an impression of all the individual heads under the term cow. And secondly, to differentiate wherever experience requires it. Both in particular cases also denote differentiation from all things other than cows. The first process of generalization has led to several generalities being recognized, while the second of differentiation has resulted in postulating a self-discriminator feature called Vishesha, being postulated as a differentia for everlasting substances. Composite substances like a jar or a cloth can be distinguished from one another by means of their component parts. Earth, water, fire, and are producible substances, Chanya Dravya, and their component parts ultimately reduce to their lowest components, atoms, Anu or Pramanu of each of these four. The ultimate atoms of these four and the other five substances, Akasha, Kala, Dik, Atman, and Manas, constitute the everlasting substances and a unique Vishesha is ascribed to each of these. Of all the Indian schools of philosophy, it is only the Nyaya Vaisheshika system that accepts this Vishesha as a special feature. In fact, the term Vaisheshika for the school of Kanad is itself based on the hypothesis of Vishesha. Since the atoms of the four producible substances are alike in Guna, Karma, and Jati, there is no criterion for distinguishing an earth atom from a water atom. In order to account for the differentiation of Vishesha or speciality is attributed for each atom. Since atoms are countless and are eternal, Visheshas also are innumerable. They are accepted as self-differentiated as well as self-differentiated, as otherwise there will be endless regression, anavastha. It may also be shown that these three categories, Samanya, Vishesha, and Samavaya, have been postulated to explain in their own way the unity and diversity in the first three categories, Dravya, Guna, and Karma, with reference to the principle of economy, Laghava. Even among the logicians, there is a difference of opinion as to whether all the eternal substances like ether, space should have each vishesha. So this is huge actually. We will discuss the next class.